Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Nonsense Podcast. We're here. We're live. This is our second time recording because some idiot, me, forgot to hit the record button.
And it wasn't me.
Yeah, none of this is Joe's fault so far.
No, wait. It wasn't my fault.
All right, Sninsky.
Thank you.
This is Nonsense Podcast. We got a full table here because Joe's fat and so am I, so it's just us today. So we have a full table.
Yay.
Apparently. All right, let's go over. We're straight into this because we already started talking a little bit.
You missed it.
Yeah.
Very in-depth in wrestling. What's going on in wrestling?
But we're gonna shift over to football. Let's talk about Raiders have a new coach.
Basacci.
That's his name? I legit don't know it.
I think it's Richard Bisaccia, but I'm going to call him Basacci.
All right, cool, because I'm not even trying to make a joke. I don't know what his name is.
It's okay.
What you call it? So, Gruden's been fired. This isn't new news, but I think this would be a cool topic to talk about because this is kind of like a volcano, I think, with all these emails and stuff. Don't know when it's going to erupt.
Out of 6,500 emails, only Gruden.
That's not the correct number of emails.
No? How much was it?
650,000.
600.
That's 100 times more. More than 500,000 emails.
Yes. And Gruden's only racist. He's a sexist. He's homophobic. What else is he? He's mean to the fucking commissioner.
Yeah.
I mean, is he wrong when he talks about the commissioner, what he calls him?
Oh, the commissioner.
Because he called him a pussy.
I'm not mad at that part.
I mean, like, we say that shit all the time.
But it's more of the whole misogynistic, homophobic, racist things. Like, hey, let's blackball the guy.
Even the Michelin tire joke.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, hey, let's fire all these people who want to protest or kneel. Let's literally blackball a black man because he's kneeling during the national anthem.
Oh yeah,
when he's talking about Eric Reed, that's racism.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the Michelin tire thing. Yeah, I'm not saying that's not racist. If somebody wants to feel offended by that, go ahead, feel offended. I'm not going to tell you not to be. But when it's like, oh, let's use that to exclude, obviously, and you know what? Fuck it, I'm going to say that's racist because he doesn't like, because this is already him saying he doesn't want black people to speak up and use their voice. If he didn't mention wanting to blackball black players for protesting or kneeling during the national anthem, then I could say, hey, maybe this Michelin man thing could slightly be taken out of context. If you're offended by it. If you don't agree with it, all right, whatever.
Did he say the black players or all the players?
He specifically mentioned Eric Reed.
Okay. Wasn't Eric Reed one of the more vocal ones at the time when it first started?
Yeah, and he was at that time one of the only few people doing it.
Because it was him, Cap, and...
It was basically just him and Cap.
So...
Because he's not doing this when it comes out when everybody was kneeling out. And they had like whole teams kneeling.
It's a little of a reach to say he meant only the black players.
No, but he's specifically targeting black players who are protesting against black things that are going on against the black community and saying this man should not have a job because of it. This man should lose his livelihood over it. This man should be blackballed for it.
Well, I mean,
and then on top of that, you're also making Michelin Man and making fun of people's lips because they're bigger than yours, and which is a black characteristic trait, and that is something you're making fun of. Like I said, maybe these things individually from each other, but both of these things are coming from the same person, which does not paint a good picture of him. Which, if somebody wants to say that he is racist, all right, cool, I'll go with you.
I don't think what he said, yes, is racist, yes, is sex, all that, yes. Not arguing with it, and actions do have consequences.
Yeah.
But as a person, I think he's more of a free-for-all, anyone can get it. And being white, kind of... I'm my devil's advocate on this. You know, him being white is kind of a, easy target to label him all this. When if you and I say it, or someone else of color says shit like this, we almost get semi of a free pass.
No, if I've heard a Mexican do something, that's kind of racist.
Yeah, but you know who's calling that against us? White folk.
Yeah, but
they're. I mean, either way, what he said is, I didn't like the fact that he tried to him and other coaches and owner blackballed Michael Sam.
Yeah, and that's I think this thing you want to take this fraction and say, well, he's not this, but when you paint the bigger picture and what else was exposed through the emails. All these things where he doesn't want women to have jobs, don't think they could properly officiate a game, doesn't think people, because they're homosexual, should be allowed to play the sport, or that for some reason he believes that they were fucking pressuring the Rams to use a fucking 5th round draft pick to draft Michael Sam is pushing some kind of fucking agenda. Because wouldn't you do that with the fucking higher draft pick or something?
Well, that's another thing that I didn't like. That I mean, yes, he was mad that they were making a team draft somebody that they didn't want to draft.
But that's the thing. There's no proof of that. There's no proof that Goodell is pushing the Rams to have drafted him.
It's in the emails.
That Goodell said that they have to?
It probably will be in the emails.
No, but look at this thing. This is with zero proof of that.
Yeah.
This is you trying to make up and trying to apologize for him.
Yeah. No, yeah.
That's exactly what that is.
I think for me, it's just I may be a Raider on this, but it's weird to have a Washington Redskin team being investigated, and for the only thing to come out was a $10,000 on the owner, and then fired the Raiders coach. And his emails being leaked out. Like, what was he saying? Oh, he's not coaching. He's not doing anything with the team. Who's running his team? His wife. We mentioned that on this podcast.
This is all going on. And this is one thing I've hated hearing about, like, well, they're looking at his personal emails. Because he sent from his personal emails, he sent emails to an NFL-owned email account. So it's not like he's targeted in that sense. And let me finish my thought. It's not like they hacked his fucking personal emails or they're intruding on his personal emails. No, he chose to send his personal email address and emails from there to an NFL-owned, NFL-sanctioned, NFL-ran fucking email address. So, I mean, there's no weird part about that being leaked or why they're looking into him. Because I've heard people like, why are they investigating Gruden for no fucking reason at all? They're not. They were investigating another team, and you happen to find a bunch of shit on this other guy because he was sending it to that team. I do agree that the people involved from the Washington football team organization should also be fucking going through some shit right now. I don't know exactly who in all these emails has jobs right now or who's. And then the other part, what you said, John Gruden wasn't fired. John Gruden resigned.
He was given the option to resign,
and he took it. He wasn't fired. He wasn't forced out.
But like I said on, I mentioned if Al Davis was running the Raiders at the time, he would call a press conference, get in front of his little fucking old school projector, list all the reasons why he's firing John Gruden, circling he said this, and as us being the Raiders, we don't stand for shit like that because we hired the first ethnic coach of Tom Flores, who was just inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
We hired the first CEO president, Amy Trask, the first woman in power that had power in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's working with, I think, was ESPN or NFL right now too.
Oh, I'm not sure where her current position is, but valid points.
The first modern day black coach was Art Shell. So he wouldn't stand for that. He fired Tom Cable for punching his assistants and allegations with his wife.
Yeah.
He has zero tolerance for stuff against that.
Oh yeah, but this is like, and I'm not disagreeing with you that Al Davis would handle the situation better than Mark Davis is, but I'm still standing by the fact that Gruden was not fired. Gruden decided to walk away.
Yeah, Mark Davis is pussy for that.
And I hate that he's getting bought out from his contract and he's getting paid all his money that he's still owed. Hey, he's not getting the other $60 million.
No, because him resigning, he doesn't get that.
No, did you just hear that Mark Davis agreed to buy out his contract?
That's just Mark Davis doing that because he cares about him, and they pay too much money in taxes allegedly, so they're probably just using that money.
I thought it was to avoid being sued by Gruden, even though Gruden wasn't fired.
Probably. I mean, there's probably legal,
But here's the thing: he legitimately just robbed the Raiders of millions of dollars because he's still getting some of that $60 million he didn't earn or have to work for.
Hey.
But I still stand by it. He wasn't fired. And you're saying Al Davis would have fired. I'm not saying that's wrong.
Another
I
thing
agree.
Al Davis would have.
He wasn't fired.
That's one thing Al Davis wouldn't do. He wouldn't pay you shit.
Yeah.
I remember he went to court against Jamarcus.
Yeah.
When he released him.
Yeah.
He wanted money, and fucking years later he ended up getting it. But I guess Mark Davis is a fucking puss. The fact that he kind of just the NFL kind of did what they did to the Raiders, to their coach in another investigation. He just took it on the face. He just said, "Here, just bend me over on this table with my goofy ass haircut, with my backpack on, looking like I'm straight out of 2007 hyphy movement, and just give me that parking lot treatment."
And this is my thing. I think Firing him would have been better. Would have been a better look from the organization. That's what I said. But the thing is, he didn't get fired. He resigned. He felt the heat. He fucking took his fucking ball and left. That's a different thing. Because he didn't want to face the fire. He's too much of a bitch to stand there in a press conference and deal with these questions every week.
Oh yeah.
He could barely handle the fucking one question when he got it about the mission lips statement. So you want to talk about misogyny, homophobia, the way he was talking about the black people trying to protest for better treatment of themselves. Those are things. Yeah, you're kind of a piece of shit for it. So I say if you want to nitpick one individual thing, but I'm going to paint the picture of the whole guy that has been presented, he's kind of a piece of shit. All right, cool. He's out. But this is the part I don't agree with. I 100% agree that there should have been actions against him, whether it's firing or whatever the NFL wanted to do against Gruden. The thing I don't like is he's the only one that has been punished. That's fucked up. Because, this wasn't an investigation starting off like, let's investigate John Gruden. It was an investigation on the Washington football team. And, hey, John Gruden literally didn't need to fucking email these fuckers. He didn't have to have a conversation. He chose to do these things of his own accord in his own personal time, wasn't a member of the NFL at the time, was working at ESPN, and decided to email things to the Washington football team management, these things. And when they're under investigation, they're going to read everything. If someone gets arrested and they're doing an investigation on somebody and they find someone else is doing some illegal shit through these investigations, they're going to go get that dude.
Now,
But it's fucked up that no one else from the Washington organization football team is catching shit. Like you said, what Snyder gave control of his team over to his wife, they're still fucking in power.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree. Like, I'm not saying, hey, John Gruden should be left off the hook. No, you fucking do what you did. You're going to fucking face the repercussions of your actions. But it's fucked up that no one else is getting hit. Because as much as I agree 100%, John Gruden got what he deserved by facing repercussions, it's fucked up that just no one else is going to. Because, like, they were fucking trafficking women overseas, forcing cheerleaders to take topless pictures to spend evenings with some of the higher-paying season ticket holders in other countries, telling these women when they got to these other countries, like, no, we're going to hold your passports. Basically saying, if you don't do what we want, we're not going to give you your passport back, and you're not going to be allowed to leave this fucking country. You're going to be stuck in this island country with these weirdos. That's some fucked up shit. And that's the whole reason why this investigation started.
The fuck?
This is the thing. All these fucking Raider fans are just bitching and moaning about shit, not knowing the whole fucking story of what's going on.
No, I know there's more, but what the fuck?
That is the reason why they're going through 100,000 emails, is because there's reports of this going on from Snyder. This is broken out 4 or 5 years ago. It's just taking this long to go through all the fucking emails because Snyder was doing a bunch of dirty shit with his team. He was like, forcing like the cheerleader of that team to do some gross shit with grody dudes who just have a bunch of money. It's the adult cheerleader version of fucking Epstein Island that he was fucking doing.
And
so what they do in this situation, they were saying, how deep does this go? So they look through everyone's fucking emails. They just happen to find the dumb shit Gruden was saying. So if you're doing an investigation, you catch someone else doing some fucked up shit, well, you're fucking nailed to the cross now too.
Do you remember
the 21st of September? I was drunk.
Oh, that was me yesterday.
The 21st. What were you going to say?
When the cheerleaders came out and started speaking of that they weren't getting paid fair wages and shit.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What team cheerleaders came out first?
Was it the Washington football team?
Yeah, and then the Raiderettes.
Yeah, and it's fucked up, man. That's a whole different conversation. Like these women do not make a living wage.
What if it isn't? What if it has to do with more of what they were doing for the Snyder, doing all that shit, and that's why they wanted more money because they're getting literally fucked.
Not saying that's never happened anywhere else, but I think it's literally based off of is literally the pay. I think this was it. The women literally get paid $100 per game,
something like that.
I think it's more of, and I'm not saying, hey, no other cheerleading organization or cheerleaders have been treated misfairly by any of the franchise. Not saying that and trying to defend my team or any other team that does have cheerleaders. But I think when that discussion coming up, it was a lot of it is, hey, I don't make a livable wage from doing this job. They literally only get paid for the home games. They're expected to do all this volunteer stuff and all these other programs and things outside. So like there's I think you probably remember like, hey, the Raiderettes are going to be at the sports store at Easter Eggs doing autographs and shit like that, taking pictures. They're not getting paid extra for that.
Are they just getting paid off whatever they sell?
No.
Oh, shit.
That's all owned and sold by the Raiders. That's them. Like I don't think they get a cut of the calendars or any of the other shit.
Well, I'm glad I haven't bought them yet.
So it's and I could be wrong, but I think that's the gist of it. Is they're basically getting paid per game, and they're expected to do all this other stuff outside of the game. You have all these hours of practice and everything. I just was at 49er Fit. The cheerleaders are practicing there. I don't think they get paid extra for that practice and learn the routines. You get a check per game you go to. Let's go
stipend. No,
it's a stipend. So let's go this season, just because it makes it a lot easier to explain. There's 10 home games. You have the 2 preseason games at home. You have your 8 home games, let's say not counting playoffs. And then if you're one of the ones selected to go to the Pro Bowl, you get an extra check of the equal equivalent of what one game is. You're getting 11 paychecks for the entire year. You're getting 11 stipends for the entire year. And I think that's what they're saying was with all the extracurricular stuff is like, hey, you just go there once a week. You work your 4 hours. That's all you do. Okay, but they're doing all this other stuff in the community. Any of the other community outreach programs that have the cheerleaders there, the mascot there, and all that. It's not extra pay. I think it's more heavily, hey, you should do this. You should do this for the brand. Like, this gets you in better standing. This might help you make sure you make the team next year. Shit like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably just not paid fairly enough when this is a multi-million fucking dollar organization where it's probably the fucking water boys getting paid better than the cheerleaders.
I'm sure you can give them a stipend of $1 million each, and it wouldn't affect the
bottom line of the
yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think that's what I'm agreeing with. I think it's you can afford to pay these women whatever the fair wages, whatever they're asking, and probably be.
And you could have the NFL give that money to every fucking team itself, so you could pay your fucking cheerleaders.
Yeah, of whatever the 28 teams or 27 teams that have cheerleaders, because not every team has cheerleaders.
Yeah. Well, if not $1 million, at least somewhere like $500K.
Or just, I just think like, hey, just whatever maybe is fair for that market. You know, it's more expensive to live in here than maybe Minnesota's cheerleaders. So and that's not saying, hey, don't pay them, whatever the fuck the number they want to be on. But I just think, hey, maybe wage it to like where they are and just make it more fair and more livable. I'll try to find out some more information about this.
You know the fucked up thing is though, when they did this investigation, they said that they knew about Gruden's emails back in June, before the fucking season started.
Oh, that kind of sucks.
It's like you had this information, you kind of like dropped news to the radar that they had this on them, and yet you let them go on throughout the season, the off season, training camp, preseason, and then middle of the regular season. Then you want to say, oh, by the way, look at this.
Well, they were leaked.
They're what?
They were leaked. The NFL didn't put those out. The NFL officially not had a punishment against Gruden. Gruden wasn't fined, wasn't suspended, wasn't fired. He quit on his own accord. He faced literally zero repercussions as far as I know from the NFL itself.
No, I was listening to the Pat McAfee thing. They're saying if someone had all these emails, they would have leaked them all. The fact that Gruden was the only one that got leaked.
But this is still 100%. This is
all
hearsay.
Conspiracy, hypothetical.
Exactly. I'm dealing in the facts. The NFL did not release any of this. This was leaked information.
WandaVision wink.
I'm not like, I don't buy the conspiracy. Show me some fucking thing that actually shows that that's what happened. The NFL hasn't done anything against any of these people, Gruden included. This is leaked information. It became public, and he quit. He took his ball and went home. He has faced zero repercussion from the fucking the Las Vegas Raiders organization. They in fact gave him more money when he's not going to coach for them for the remainder of his contract. The NFL is not fined him. The NFL is not suspend him. That no NFL sources said you cannot coach in this league again. You cannot have a job in this league again. He's 100%. He took his ball and left because he doesn't want to answer questions.
He'll answer them the best way he can.
But he hasn't. He has answered zero questions.
But he'll do it the best that he can to his ability. That's what he says every fucking every press conference. I'm happy to take any of your any of your questions. I'll answer them the best that I can to my abilities.
He took a communication class at one point.
Yeah.
Like, this is a good way to start a press conference.
Yeah. All right. I don't have enough information. I'll get back to you.
So I mean, that's the thing. Like, nothing has come down from actually the NFL. Now, and maybe they'll wait for January or February when the season's official over before the draft happens to let all this shit out and let the chips fall where they fucking may. And
a lot of owners,
and NFL getting might happen, but as of right now, it's and I'll go with this. Like I said, 100% agree that Gruden is reaping what he sowed. It sucks that he is the only one. If there are other people who that are in positions of power that are now and can be held accountable, they should be. I doubt out of all of that, every other single person who is employed is clean.
Oh,
I doubt it. That's probably a 0.1% chance. But
like I said, the only owner I think that's clean would be fucking. Oh, you guys in here? I think Khan is the only one that might be clean.
Because he's not part of
He
this
spoke
old
up
boys
about
club.
it. Yeah, he spoke up about it, saying how there's so many, challenges, especially him being the only minority.
If you don't know, was it Shao Kahn? It's not Shao
Shao
Kahn.
Kahn.
It's something. It's S Khan. I can't remember.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan. Something with S Khan. We were talking about because he's the father of the guy who operates AEW, Tony Khan. That's how we transitioned to this earlier. He is, as far as we know, we did zero research, double check this. If he is not the only one, he is one of the very few owners of the NFL, 32 NFL franchises that is a minority. And so he's talked about these things about like how it's hard being maybe the only minority person in these owner meetings, or just coming up as an ownership group as a person of color. So yeah, that shit's real. Like when you talk about maybe these other owners, yeah, there might be some shit there.
You remember when the league did that one episode when Taco dressed up as a plantation owner?
No,
And
I've been rewatching some of it. I don't remember that episode.
He's talking about, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, that's racist." He goes, "Why?" It's like, I'm an NFL owner. They all have, this is what an NFL owner looks like. Technically, he's not wrong. You got all these, minorities over here playing, doing, making petty change to how much these owners are making.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, that's every big business out there. You go to Jeff Bezos.
They're out
Amazon.
there picking the grapes, the fruit, the cotton. They're doing all that.
Yeah.
While the owners sit in their box.
And that's why I feel like there should be you shouldn't not listen to the voices of one hey, how dare you fucking kneel at this NFL game or during the anthem, where the United States military pays the NFL millions if not billions of dollars every year, or from the total length of the contract, to have the national anthem played with the players out there. It was not that wasn't always a thing. For a long time they would do the national anthem while the players were still in the locker room. They did it as a thing, I think it was after 9/11, to support patriotism and stuff. So the military our tax dollars are literally paying for that, for the NFL to be doing the national anthem with all the players out there and make a whole spectacle of it.
It's nice.
It's whatever.
I like the jets going. Sound effects, motherfucker.
That was actually pretty good. I was gonna compliment you. I'm like, pretty decent sound effect there.
There we go. At the bar.
It's but this is the thing, so when it comes about showing respect that every NFL player has done this, no, this is actually a fairly new relative thing when it comes to this. What we just had the 100-year anniversary of the NFL last season. This is still a very much in the
20 years
in the last couple decades. And you talked about this. I forgot I even saw recently the demographic. I think it's 70% of the NFL players are African American. So you're getting mad when the people who are making their money, the talent that is on the field, are trying to stand up for the community or what their beliefs are, in that sense that they feel they're treated being differently in public when they're just civilians, and then say, well, they should be fucking fired for that. Like, they're standing up for their people who make up a majority of what your league is.
And this is usually from the right side of, fucking politics that are against it. So you want to fire the majority for the minority? Fuck out of here.
And so that's when Gruden brought that up. I'm like, that's fucked up. I'm like, that is a majority of your fucking. He's representing a majority of probably how your players feel.
What I like is about that whole protesting stuff. It ties in with what Dave Chappelle said in The Closer.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, how have you not seen it?
I'm adult. I have a life.
It's like an hour and a half.
I've been busy. I told you I watched like 2 shows. I could barely keep up on those. I'm like a week behind on most of them.
Watch on the shitter, dude.
No, it's not. I don't take that long of shits.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
I'm not taking an hour and a half. You said this is an hour and a half long show. I'm not taking an hour and a half long shit.
Why not?
I just listen to podcasts. I'm driving all day too, Ferg. I don't just watch it on my phone all day while you are.
Get a little stand for your phone. Put Netflix on.
No, I'm not doing that while driving.
Why not?
I'm not getting in a car accident.
How?
If I pay attention to that, I get in a car accident. My car is my job. Then I don't have a way to pay rent.
It's like having the TV screens.
Yeah, I'm not doing
back in the day. You didn't like getting in cars with TV.
I didn't have those. I was poor, bitch. My cars barely had seatbelts in them. What the fuck?
Well, before my uncle got his car repoed, he put a TV in there. Yeah, we never used it, but it was there.
I don't think I've legit have been in a car with that.
Oh, my mom has the Fortflex has the TV. Never use it. I tried to hook up my games one time, but it didn't work.
It's like fucking Mexican families and fucking dishwashers. We have it. Just never use it.
The fuck's a dishwasher?
I use my dishwasher all the time.
I've never grew up with that.
I use it now. I didn't have it as a kid.
Yeah,
I think we did for a little bit. My mom's like, "Why don't you use that?" I'm like,
oh, you know what? My mom did get one towards the end before the house got, sold.
yeah.
She had a dishwasher.
She take it with her.
She never used it.
She take it with her.
Never used it.
Did she take it with her?
No.
She should have. That was her dishwasher.
The one thing that we had, the one thing we had that a lot of people didn't have, a motherfucking washer and dryer. I never realized how nice it was to have a washer and dryer until I had to have Alyssa do all my laundry downstairs, and I have to give her money for that.
I like how you're still not doing the laundry. It's not like it's harder on you. You're doing it.
I feel fucked up today because
it's more you're paying for it.
I was so fucked up from the party we went to last night that she took all the laundry, like 3 big loads of her clothes, my clothes, and Kiana's clothes.
Yeah.
By herself. And she was like, "Are you going to help me?" I'm like, "I'm going to be selfish today and say no.
You're an
I'm
asshole.
Dead." I do a lot for them, but today I just couldn't. And I was just straight up on it. And she was like, "Okay, I need to take the dogs out and I need to feed the kid." All right, I will feed the kid. I went back to sleep. So she
made sense.
So she took the laundry. She did the laundry. She took the dogs out, and she cooked her potatoes. And I got the leftovers when I finally woke up hungover free. Shout out to the woman. When I'm dying, she takes care of me.
Man, how much of your life would be a shit show if you just lived alone?
Not as much as you think.
Guy would just have no clean clothes. He would just be at Target everywhere buying new chonies because he doesn't know how to wash his own.
It could probably be like to David, how he had a dresser in the room when we lived together, but he never used it. His clothes were always in the corner. All he had was a TV that he never used and a bed to sleep on, and occasionally puke on it when we got him really shit-faced.
Yeah, when he pukes like a fountain.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
But yeah. Well, I like to think I'll be able to go do my own laundry. I'm a grown-ass man. I should be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to fold it. I'll hang everything up, socks included. Hang my socks, hang my underwear.
You just have to get your own place. Like the only demand I have is this walk-in closet because I don't know how dressers work.
And I would definitely have an ironing board because all my clothes would be wrinkly for being left in the basket for a whole week.
Do you know how to iron?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I learned from my uncles. They were always trying to look nice and shit, and I ironed my underwear before, and you know what? It's a nice thing to do and put on right after you iron them out and shit. It's nice and warm and toasty.
That's one.
Don't knock it until you try it.
Shut the fuck up.
But
only buttons I loaded today.
But we're rambling. But back to the point when I was talking about the Dave Chappelle, the closer. When he was going out, you know what it was about. Then you heard
I've heard. I don't know anything about. You're just gonna be talking to yourself because I have zero to put in.
You didn't even hear what everyone was talking about it.
No, because I don't know what he originally said. Like I know nothing about this.
Lambasted.
I'm not gonna contribute to something I don't know.
Okay.
So you could go on your little soapbox. Not soapbox. You could say your piece.
Right.
I have nothing to contribute.
Well, you know what? It's okay.
I don't know
because there's a meaning to it that ties in with what can be said for the NFL and the protesting. He got up there and, lambasted the transsexuals and, about the whole, how he was doing his performances, sticking stones and just, talking about how that community would, shit on him for his jokes. And all he said was, they're shitting on me. Why? Why are they shitting on me? Have they heard him? Have they listened to the special from beginning to end? What have I said about them? They're saying this, but they're not listening. And throughout it now, he had a friend. She was transsexual, and she killed herself because she was defending Dave Chappelle when they were coming at him, and they bullied her for a week straight, and she jumped off a building in San Francisco. So he was like, "You sit here, you label me, but you don't know me. You don't know you're not listening to what I'm saying. So you have to listen." So I like that little bar because if you put that to the NFL, everyone's fancy, you need to stand, you need to, pledge your allegiance to the flag, and you have to be up there for an anthem and all this shit. But you're not listening to what they're protesting. When you listen to what they're protesting and then try to come to fix it, that's how you stop the protesting or all the kneeling and stuff. But, people don't listen.
Oh, I see what you mean with that.
Yeah.
With at that point, like, hey, you're just mad at because of what I'm doing, but you're not listening to the reason why I'm doing it. You're just telling me to stand up, but you're not listening to the reason why I'm kneeling. Yeah, okay. I can see you.
But that's how
Where you coming from with that.
That's how we were fucking trained from kids, though. Like going in like kindergarten to high school, like you say to pledge allegiance to the flag and shit, and they always say it's optional.
I used to super sit down.
I had one girl in my 6th grade class, total rocker. She sat down. She started sitting down through a week, and the teacher says, "Why are you sitting down?" She goes, "I don't believe in standing for the flag. I don't feel like I need to do that."
Mm.
She goes, "If you don't stand, you're gonna get in trouble." Okay. So every morning when she didn't stand, she got sent to the office, sent outside, kind of got the class to just tell her stand up. Like, why are you taking a knee? Stand up, say your pledges to the flag. She goes, "I didn't believe in God."
Yeah, I totally think pledging to a flag is weird.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if anyone wants to do it, like, I don't knock it. I just feel weird pledging to a flag. Not saying I never do. There's times where I'm not going to stand up today. I've done it. No, like, I've never fucking done it before. And I do high school football games. Like, I stand when they play the national anthem. But
yeah,
I feel that makes more sense than pledging. Doing the pledge of, I feel like, hey, being respectful of the sign, just the ceremony of it, like standing. But I feel like pledging an allegiance, literally pledging allegiance and shit, is really fucking weird to me.
We gotta start.
And having kids do it is really weird to me.
We gotta start a hashtag. Release the full national anthem song. Like release the Snyder release.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want the full song.
That feels weird, but people like doing it. Do it.
Yeah, flags and allegiance and shit like that. I pledged my allegiance to the Raiders under L. Davis in the Holy Ghost Casper. I had it.
All right, Wendy.
Who's Wendy?
From the movie Casper.
No, Dave Casper.
No, I know. I just made a Casper joke.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Boo, my joke. Oh, the button's not working.
So, yesterday at this party, we realized that we do have listeners listening to what we talk about.
Bullshit.
Swear to God.
We're talking to an empty void.
I feel like we do. I feel like all those, stats are just bots and shit just to keep us, right. We're getting it done.
Shout out to our listener in the Dutch listener in the Netherlands or wherever the fuck that country is that listens every week. Shout out to our listener in Vietnam. That's all I got. And there's like 3 countries that pop up that show that listen.
You're shouting out all these people, but shout out to the San Jose, San Jose out here.
Shout out to Vietnam.
I had a friend named Nam.
Yeah, I knew Nam.
Yeah, Nam was cool.
Cool guy.
No.
You're saying we're not talking into a void?
We're not talking to void. People are listening to us.
What? Bullshit.
I know. So I was like, what? You listen to it? No way.
They're lying.
They
know about you sucking dick in parking lots?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Steven asked him, like, how do you think about that? He goes, I love it.
See, that's why I know people. That's the real stats. Like, oh, you listen? Who sucks dick in the parking lot? They go, Joe. I'm like, oh, you do listen. You know his life.
Only when we win.
No, then you got to cheer everyone up after the games when you lose, which was a lot over the last couple decades.
Right now, it looks like Derek Carr. You got to meet me in the parking lot. You're over here leading the team, but I don't know how long that'll last because second season is when they start sucking dick themselves.
Yeah, so saying we have listeners and you like sucking dick. So what else are you gonna add to that?
Come join the parking lot. I have openings for career positions.
Don't take food out of Joe's mouth, literally.
No. You guys will all be my new bottom bitches, like these fellas over here.
We're not. See, you don't make any money. You just do it for the love of the game. I like how you try to spin this joke into you have a business. You don't. You just suck dick. It's just that's what it is. It's just you have a hobby you like.
Oh, you know what? Yesterday downtown, I was walking right. I was in my little shark costume, walking around.
You're a baby shark.
And me and Alyssa noticed this girl was touching people. I was like, well, she won't touch me. She did. She grabbed a handful of disappointment.
Of air from the inflated suit?
No. Of my non-existent ass cheeks. I had no asses for her to grope.
So what was Alyssa thinking about all this while she's making a beeline to grab your Hank Hill cheeks?
She just says, "Yeah, you don't have no ass. I've always known this. I thought you do."
Wait. No. I'm talking about when this girl came around trying to grab yours. What was she saying about that?
Like, I knew she was gonna do something. She didn't care. She didn't care.
She wasn't there to grab. I don't care.
I mean, she goes, "This flatbread's mine."
There's a woman in downtown just groping people.
Yeah, I got groped, and it was just like it wasn't like a tee-hee. It was a, "Hey, how you doing?" Oh, hello. Oh, I was like, "Whoa."
No, I'm not in Oakland.
I'm like, num. Because King Shark says num num. I don't know if you've seen Suicide Squad yet, because you don't see shit.
I seen that one. It wasn't that. It was okay.
Yeah, I thought so too.
John Cena is a poor man's Channing Tatum.
John Cena is a poor man version of the Joe with his dick jokes.
Yeah, that was funny. I remember that part. Yeah, when I watched that, dude, I was like, I felt like I was watching an impression of Channing Tatum from 21 Jump Street when John Cena was acting.
But that's the same thing he did in Cock Block.
I didn't see that. Why the fuck would I watch that?
Because you're not an old man with kids. You don't understand. Like yesterday.
What, you took your kid to go watch a movie called Cock Block?
No, I'm talking about how they live their life.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
Being
you don't
parent.
have kids, so you didn't take your kid to this movie. I'm like, hold on. There's a bigger question here.
It's true. Your perspective of life changes when you have a fucking kid. We become those fucking parents in those fucking comedies. It's like, fuck, I'm that goofy motherfucker now.
Just when I watched John Cena act, I'm like, oh, I feel you could have just hired Channing Tatum for this role, and it would just be the same.
And he was too busy making a 4th of July cartoon on Netflix.
Wait, was it?
Yeah.
Is that what he's doing? I was like, I also like when I saw that, like, wait, what was he busy doing where they couldn't hire Channing Tatum to be Peacemaker?
I forgot the name of the movie. I will post it on the Instagram if you're following us on Instagram. But I have not finished watching that full movie because my high runs out.
Wait, Suicide Squad?
No, of the Channing Tatum he puts the birth of American freedom in his own words. So you have Abraham Lincoln being best friends with George Washington. You have he's playing the voice of George Washington.
Okay.
So it's pretty much like all these, characters.
Did Channing Tatum just get really high one day and make a
Yes, because everyone's like they're playing beer pong, baseball, they're wearing Besties t-shirts. And it's a trip, And
I'm glad I also haven't watched this.
It's like, so if you watch this movie, it's funny. Make sure you just eat a hell bunch of edibles, do some shrooms when you do this, because this shit's it's funny. It's like just like, what the fuck? I don't know what movie I could describe that matches this uttered of nonsense. It's like it's like our version of a podcast movie. Just what the fuck?
I don't want to see that.
But the people that listen to us, they might really enjoy this. Because if they're listening to us talk and ramble about shit, I could give them some gold to go watch.
Whatever you say, man. You also recommend sucking dick in parking lots. I don't feel like everyone should do what you say.
Yes, we were at a party. It was, costume party. It was cool. It was last minute, fine. Well, people there didn't know what a Jaeger bomb was.
Good. They don't need to know.
They don't know how good that is. How much of an icebreaker that is. How it gets the party going. They're like, "What's Jägermeister? Is that a whiskey?" I'm like, "It's Jaeger, bro." Wow, I've never had this. I'm like, all right,
don't corrupt the youth, man.
I'm like, you use a Red Bull,
oh, gross,
or a Monster for this.
Gross Red Bull.
And they're like, "Oh, okay. So how do we put this?" I'm like, "You just dump the shot glass in the cup and you chug it." "Oh, okay." And they chugged it.
It's so weird this has to be explained.
Huh?
It's so weird this has to be explained.
I know. I was like, really? So I was pouring them, and then, when we got there, they gave us some whiskey that was like, it was a spice rum. So it went down.
Those are two different things.
Oh, it was spiced. It was spiced.
Okay, so it wasn't a whiskey at all then.
No, it was spiced rum. Oh, I mean, it was spiced rum. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, there's no whiskey spiced rum.
Steven took a picture of the bottle, what it was. It was I don't think it was 900 or 90. I don't know. It's a blur. But,
it was
we get
all
there.
a dream.
We got there. That's what we started off with. And then, they had some jungle juice there. I had 4 cups of that. A couple Jaeger bombs. The woman couldn't finish hers at all, so I chugged her Jaeger bombs. Got a little high. Got a little lifted. And then we got a lift home. And then
So you got double lifted.
Yeah. Actually, we got we got double lifted and an Ubered.
Oh, it was it was 160. Wrong.
Okay.
That's 80% alcohol. Okay, that's stronger than 151. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was. It was
It's 9 proofs higher.
Some guy in there named.
Yeah, that'll kick your ass.
Yeah. Some guy had 5 of those.
Damn.
And he was still up. Shout out that little guy. He could drink. Yeah, it was a cool party, man. Just kick back, play some beer pong, talk to you, get to know some new people, chill. It was good. It was better than being downtown. Honestly, going downtown, sitting at the wagon, it don't feel like it used to feel.
Why not?
Maybe it was just because it was just me, Steven, and Alyssa. Maybe going to the wagon, you kind of want to be with a group rather than just, a couple people. We would, all let's go bar hopping, We walk outside, Steven wanted to go to SB2. Found out it's a $20 cover charge. It was a decent line to get in. And I think we just said, forget it. Steven mentioned the party. Maybe we should have went to Flaherty's. Maybe we should have tried the Brit, but it's cool.
I don't like going. If I had to be a cover, I'm like, yeah, not about this.
I don't mind if it's fun. I was telling Alyssa, fuck it. If we're going to the dance thing over here, I'm going to dance.
I like SP too.
Yeah.
$20 to get in. Granted, I liked SP2 pre-pandemic. I don't know.
Low key was like,
changed or
I wonder how many people will keep groping me. Women or men? Who's gonna keep touching me?
That's kind of weird.
I mean, I got groped on. That's how my night started. I got groped. So it's like either I can sit there bitch about it or I'm gonna fucking rock it. Dum dum dum. Touch my body. Hey, no.
This man.
Yeah, so I was talking to one of the guys. Like, oh, I listen to your podcast. It's cool. What you're doing there. He kind of wants to do some. I think he was kind of wanted to do how to learn how to do it. I'm like, dude, it's not that hard. Just
talking to a microphone. Don't have to plug it into anything.
Are you sure?
It's wireless.
Maybe I need a headset one.
I've thought about it.
But that looks
you bought all this money to get the fancy arm. You got a mic that actually amplifies more power to talk, and you still don't know how to fucking use it.
Well, I'm doing good today.
No, this is the easiest it's been recording is today.
I think you know what it is. When everyone's here, I'm just distracted. I'm like,
Yeah, that's why I keep telling you, talking to the mic.
When it's just like you or I doing it, I think it's a lot easier. And then I'm learning to remember how to place this shit.
Let's gonna put blinders on you like a horse, and just don't move your fucking head. You don't have to look at.
We tried that, and I got fucking dizzy.
No, I'm not talking about the soundproof. I'm just talking about putting some fucking dark sunglasses like on How I Met Your Mother, where you can't see outside of them. So that way you don't have to look at everything when you hear a noise like a dog.
So how was San Francisco?
It was cool. I only went to one bar. I got there kind of late. I had to go to a birthday party in Gilroy, so the drive from Gilroy to San Francisco is fucking long.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got there pretty late. So I was only there for an hour 45. I hate driving in San Francisco. I don't mind the drive to San Francisco. It's the streets are confusing.
Yeah.
Bunch of one way. I mean, sounds like downtown San Jose. There's all these weird one way streets, and you can't turn here. There's a little bit of that downtown in San Francisco, but it's to the umpteenth degree. I just don't like driving in San Francisco.
Dude, I almost want to spend a whole weekend in San Francisco next week.
I want to go back. I went late. Yeah, it's a good time to be had out there. Went to a tiki bar for one of my friend's birthdays. It was a dope ass looking bar. It looked like inside of a fucking a Disneyland ride and shit. If you mix Pirates of the Caribbean and Space Mountain.
What was the name of the dope ass bar?
I have to look. I think it was a zombie bar.
Oh, okay.
Or zombie. It's zombie something.
Because getting a bar, being in a bar called dope ass bar is a fucking bar.
Yeah, because it was a dope ass bar, and if I ever start a bar, it's gonna be called Dope Ass Bar or Dope as Fuck Bar.
Oh yeah, hey, where do you want to go? Dope ass fuck bar.
And I was like, where you at? Oh, dude, it's dope as fuck here. Yeah, what is it called? Dope as fuck.
Just put dope AF bar.
Yeah, dude, yeah, that'd be a good name. It's weird because San Francisco, you can't go in anywhere without proving you're vaccinated.
Oh, I totally forgot that shit yesterday.
Yeah. So I lost my vaccination card.
So you got denied?
No. So what I happen to have done is for Sharks games, you could just show your card, or for SAP Center, you could just show your card, or you could have the Clear app, which is I think like I know Coliseum had it.
Yeah.
But I think that was more for like security checkpoint before COVID, of course.
They added COVID protocols into that,
Yeah. So they like integrated the COVID stuff into it.
which is awesome.
Yeah. So I had that uploaded on my phone for when I went to SmackDown at SAP Center. And since they've made my files digital, iOS on Apple iPhone just had an update where like you have a digital wallet so you could like pay for shit. I have like my gym membership QR code. I just scan it on my phone so I have to carry it. But they just added an update where you're actually able to add your vaccination card to it. And since I found my records for my vaccination, I was able to upload it on my phone. So now I have like a digital copy on my phone, and it worked. They're like, I need to see your vaccination card and your ID at the same time, like to match it up. I'm like,
¿Por qué no los dos?
yeah. So I just like showed my phone. He's like, looked at it kind of weird. I was like, all right,
Works.
let me in. The fucking the door was fucking controlled with like a fucking car remote, like a car, like a car, like the key fob for a car. Like you just click, and I'm like, I just like stood there like, what the fuck?
Did you put your hands up like don't shoot?
Nah.
Click, don't shoot.
And I was like, oh, I guess. So I opened the door and it opened. Like I pulled the door handle and it opened.
How the fuck are you from the east side and you hear click and you don't put your hands up immediately?
Because I didn't hear a click. He just raised his hand, just hit the button.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it was a button in his hand, not a gun. Like,
I don't know. You don't know. Ghost guns and shit.
what guns did you see look like a key
Casper?
fob?
I don't know. Some James Bond bullshit.
Well, luckily it wasn't no James Bond
Some
bullshit.
Tony Stark inventive ideas and other fuck not shit.
Luckily the technology wasn't there yet. But yeah, that was how the door opened. I thought that was odd. That's how he locks and unlocks the door for people going in and out. That's one way to bounce a bar.
Gotta close the door on you.
Yeah, I was like, click, nah, can't get it. Yeah, but no, it was cool. I got a zombie drink. Zombie usually has like 151 rum in it. So it fucking had some kick to it. That's all I had. Just had the one drink.
You baby sipping that?
Oh no,
You chugged it?
not chug it, but
You drank it moderate.
drank it pretty quickly. Like,
Oh, then you got another, or you just
not just the
chilled
one.
there? Oh, okay.
I still had to drive all the way back
Yeah,
to San Jose. I was like, yeah, because I didn't drink at my niece's thing, so I just drank. Yeah, I just did that one drink there, and yeah, that fucking. So driving all the way to go to San Francisco, then San Francisco back to San Jose, and now today driving to Mountain View. Done a lot of driving the last 24 hours. But it was a dope bar. People were dressed up. I almost went in my Bob Ross costume. And then when I went in, there was another Bob Ross already there. So I was like, cool. I didn't dress up for no reason.
You should go, I want to paint you if you paint me. Right?
Just like mirror images.
Like me and my brother looking at each other last week and doing the Spider-Man meme.
Were you both the same thing?
We wore the same outfit. I was just the wider mirror.
You're the funhouse
I'm the
mirror?
funhouse mirror. Yeah, it was. It only took us 30 years to finally meet each other. You know, being named the same.
Oh, I forgot. I was talking about Super Saiyan Chunks.
Oh no, I haven't seen that guy.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about this story to wrap up this episode. So you've met your long lost brother.
Yes,
His name is Joe.
Joe.
He's the Joe.
He goes by Joseph.
He's the
Joseph Michael.
No, he's the Joe. Got it. All right. So how's it feel? So how old is he?
2 months younger than me.
So damn. Okay.
From
so
the day.
Oh shit, that's crazy. So how'd it feel having another brother now that you actually now got to meet?
I think Alyssa asked, "Are you weirded out? Are you anxious? How do you feel?" I'm like, it's a brother. We're gonna go there and we're gonna talk. We're gonna bullshit because we're brothers, technically. From my dad's side, we're brothers.
You're happy and you're singing and you're disabled. Da, da, da. You can give out high fives.
Just on the left side. Yeah, that's the Joe side.
Move this man!
So we were talking, and he'd be like, "Oh, fun fact, dude, we this and that," and Alyssa's just like, "That's annoying because I do that sometimes." I go, "Oh, random fact," like just something random like that. That's what he was doing. We had the same mannerisms and a little arrogant to hype ourselves up. So, which is kind of cool. It's like, then texting him like him saying, "I'm like, dude, am I that corny? Am I that cheesy?"
Yes.
I'm like, oh shit.
Now you know how fucking we felt for the past decade.
But I also see it just because what we come from and what we've gone through. It's better to have that mindset than to really sit there and dwell on just all the negative shit that we've seen as kids.
Yeah.
So we choose to be cheesy just to, make life easier for us. Because I think Thursday was the day my dad passed away, or Friday, 10 years. I was able to find my biological dad's Facebook and see what he had. I saw a picture of him. I have a picture of him when he was holding me when he was young. About the same time that I have a picture of my mom, and then the before and after pictures. I come from nothing. My parents did nothing with their lives, and if I was raised by them, I'd be nothing to what I am now. I'm, thanks to my dad, my grandpa. He gave me something to live for, something to look forward to, and then having, the friends and family that I do talk to and keep close to, it helps me know that there's more to life than just being nothing. So it was finding all this, talking to him, finding my sister that we haven't, he said he talked to for a few years, but, you just lose connection because, MySpace dies, Facebook dies, and Meta. Meta is just you didn't know how to find people on Meta, especially when she's a minor. You can't just Google her. You can't just put her name in there and say, "Hey, look, this minor, that's my sister."
Yeah,
it won't pop up. So I got some from information from him. Got her name, got the county she was living in, and I was able to track her down and then go through the friend list to see does it match. Does it match? Take a shot. Hey, by chance, are you so and so, or do you know so and so and so and so? Yeah. Well, hey, fun fact, I'm your new brother.
That sounds like a sad fact.
Well, then talking to her and talking to them and seeing how rough they've also had. It's just,
yeah.
It's like all my brothers and sisters on both sides, just nothing but tragic of being abandoned by because we're all fucking drug babies.
Yeah.
Our parents were all, stuck on drugs and in and out of prison, in and out of our lives. And to know that I was able to get something normal helped put me in a better place to handle all this.
Yeah.
So now, I'm trying to talk to him more, talk to her more, kind of build, a relationship with my brothers and sisters because we all we got. And I say that with my brothers and sisters, my mom's side, but that's also going to go there for my dad's side, the side of the family, because it's not there on them or on us that we didn't get to grow up together.
Yeah.
It's just the cards we were dealt. And,
Yeah.
we couldn't be there for each other growing up, but we could be there for each other now.
That's true.
So we're gonna see, and there's a lot of similarity he sees in me. I see in him, and I told him come and get on the podcast, talk to you guys. I'm like, if you're like me, they'll accept you for who you are. You'll fuck with them. He'll fuck with you.
Then we replace you with the better Joe.
I request if my name gets changed and he gets called the Joe, I want mine to be the Bastard Joe because he told me about my aunts and my other grandma on that side.
Yeah.
Started talking to them like, so how much do you know about me? To be honest, not a lot. Nothing.
Do they call you the Bastard Joe?
I call myself the Bastard.
Nah, that's not as cool. If like his grandparents from like your dad's side called you the Bastard Joe and like him just Joe, I would have laughed my ass off. But all right.
The story is
to that nickname
because my biological dad married his mom, had another kid with her.
Yeah.
Because the parents told him he had to marry their daughter.
Yeah.
He was originally supposed to be the Joseph Michael.
Yeah.
My mom found out. She said, "Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna give birth first. And guess what I'm gonna do, bitch? I'm gonna name him Joseph Michael."
So you were named out of spite.
I'm a spite baby. Do I not get to get the bastard title for being a spite baby? That I stole my brother's name because my mom was petty. Not to mention.
Oh, Petty Joe. We'll call you Petty Joe.
Nah, fuck that.
Nah, Petty Joe. You're being real petty about it right now, Joe. That's a real petty way to take
the
that.
Bastard Joe sounds so much cooler.
Yeah, there's already the Bastard Pack in AEW. You're not as
I'm
cool
the
as
Bastard Joe.
Nah, you're the Petty
But
Joe.
the podcast needs a bastard.
Nah, you're the Petty Joe.
I'm a bastard of two parents.
I'm a bastard too.
I'm a bastard of two parents.
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know the definition of a bastard?
The one with the fathers that's not around.
Yeah, that's the single definition of it.
Yeah, but I also didn't have a mom.
That doesn't count towards
I'm a
anything.
fucking product of a bastard and a whore.
Okay.
Let me have this.
But that
You're being a real dick about this.
as a bastard myself, I'm just a bastard, but we're equal bastards because there's no double bastarding.
My dad passed away. My grandpa passed away. He left me.
My
I'm a
grandpa-
double bastard.
My grandpa, I have no grandparents.
I have a lot of grandparents.
Yeah, see? See? I don't know why I said like I was in the 1950s, but yeah, see? I have no grandparents either.
Oh, why?
Nah.
Hey?
Yeah, wise guy, huh? Take a puff of the cigar, hey? All right, so Petty Joe, got it.
I don't like this. Not the way I thought it was going to go. Not the way I thought the Bastard Joe was going to be sold. I really sold for
So we have Better Joe and the Petty Joe. And you're petty that he's the better Joe. He's the good Joe.
It's petty for my mom. I was cool. I could have been named Duncan and I'd been dope.
Yo, you would have got made fun of so much about the yo-yos back in the day.
Duncan.
What are you, a yo-yo?
No, we own it, so you're playing with products of my family. So enjoy.
That's not how they name things. That's not your last name, dumbass.
Well, I'm
You're not from the Duncan clan.
I'm the inspiration. I'm Duncan. I'm Duncan these donuts.
Bitch, I was like, looking at you, the only thing you dunking is donuts.
Cash rolls everything around me. Cream, get the money. Make sure you follow us on the Nonsense Podcast on Instagram.
And that was coming from King Shart.
Hey! I didn't shart my pants. Cream, get the money. $1 bill, y'all. See you next time, y'all.